But in any case, there's also the Slayer challenges, which, I think we do just need to mention as well, again, that this is going to be the main part of the update that everybody is looking for with this one, the chance to get your Slayer trophies, requiring each challenge requires a different Slayer level, 30, 50, and 90, respectively, for the three of them. The first one is a 5% increase in Slayer points when completing Raptor tasks. The second one is a 10% increase of Slayer points from the Raptor task, and toggles the to change the default Raptor task length. I definitely want that one. And then Challenge 3 brings that up to 15%, and bone fragments will drop from enemies during Raptor tasks that can be traded for extra Slayer experience. Now, I think I was going to mention this later, but I think I need to mention this now before we get into the Slayer creatures. People who repeatedly cancel their Slayer tasks are going to have a lower chance of getting the special tasks. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, have they put that out publicly, or is that just from DMs we know? That we should probably explain what actually is going on here.
That's we heard that from Modazana. That's true.
I mean, we know it's true. It's just whether they've officially announced it. So the way that they described this working, to just clear this up immediately, every task you do consecutively that you do not skip adds 1 to the numerator of fraction, which is your chance to get a Slayer challenge from the next time you get a task. The example used is 1 out of 100. So if you were looking for a task that was 1 out of 100. You do 2 tasks in a row. The next time you get a task, you'll have a 3 out of 100 chance to get that task. If you skip a task, including canceling it with points, that resets to 1 out of 100 again. So it is the number of consecutive tasks you do. So when I did Slayer, I got a ton of Slayer tasks. I did Morven's Slayer challenge 6 or 8 times, a remarkable number of times on my way to 120. Because I skipped almost no tasks. The only things on my block list were stuff that I straight up didn't want to do. And I didn't care about the XP rate, so I just did whatever the task was. So, very interesting. Also worth noting that if you have Slayer VIP tickets, they do double your chances. So you get 2 out of 100 effectively, because it rolls it twice, and that second roll either roll can roll the Slayer challenge. So having those does knock that effectively into being a 1 in 50, 2 in 50, 3 in 50, etc.
Yeah,
so that is worth noting.
I'd like to know what my number is behind the scenes, because when I was doing Slayer, I'd cancel my tasks willy-nilly if I got one I didn't like.
Well, it's crazy how when you don't like Slayer, you tend to cancel tasks, and then Slayer becomes a thing. Interesting.
Tanis, what do you think of this? Because I know you wanted the trophies.
Yeah, well, I think the main thing with this is, listen, it's never bad when they put in incentives to play the skill as intended. We have things that, yes, we can skip a task. You have your points to do that. You also, you got the VIP tickets to be able to pick your task. You have the Master Slayer cape to be able to get a task.
And then you can curate with the prefer and block list too.
Right. And so those things are all quality of life updates. There's nothing wrong with them, but there's also nothing wrong with adding an incentive to play a skill as the skill was designed, right? So I have absolutely no problem with this. Is it going to make it take a little bit longer? Probably, maybe, I don't know, but that's Slayer, right? This is part of the this is part of the fun, doing the different tasks and stuff like that. So I know when you're on your grind, you're looking for a particular 4 or 5 tasks that do the best XP. But if you are a fan of Slayer and you just like to do that, then you don't need to just do the same 4 or 5 tasks.
You know what I think we need to do at some point? I think we need to build and this, I don't know if this is monthly bit territory or if this is a standalone segment territory or what. I think we need to build a list of block and prefer lists for various
tier list
for various combat levels.
Are we talking about a Slayer task? And okay, but Big Butt, this needs to be, everybody needs to come with their own individual lists, because my list and Tannis's list, we both love Slayer, but our list would look nothing alike.
Yeah, no, they would be different. Yeah, guaranteed.
Well, that's a challenge for us on the production end. Anyways, let us know if that sounds like something you'd like to see from us, because I know when I was going for 120, I was constantly asking, I think, the both of you, what do you guys have on block and prefer? What do you guys have on block and prefer?
Quick reminder, when Shane says when he was going to 120, Shane actually means when he was lamping to 120. This man didn't do a Slayer task for years.
And I did lots of dummies.
Lots of
dummies.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
that's your favorite Slayer task, dummy.
No, if I had to pick one, it would be Abyssals.
Yeah, I can't say it's a bad opinion.
But
anywho, this is a discussion for another day.
In a nutshell, if you canceled your last task when you roll for your next, it's 1 in 100. If you complete the next task and then when you roll for a challenge, it becomes 2 out of 100. Then if you complete the following task when you roll for a challenge, it's 3 out of 100. And if you cancel your next task when you roll for a challenge, it becomes 1 out of 100 again. And Montezana said the TLDR is that if you want Slayer specials, make sure you haven't hit them and keep doing tasks and don't cancel. And, I think that's a perfect thing to bring in here with the Raptor, because when you start talking to the Raptor, you realize if you piss him off, he's going to look at you and, deal your life points +1 in damage towards you. So